What's up, lore masters? So I thought I'd take a moment to discuss the realization I had while breaking down the latest Dominion War episodes. I really want to delve into some of the intricacies about what may have occurred behind the scenes. We know that Bashir had been replaced for at least a month and that Dukat returned to the station due to quote-unquote battle damage to his ship. We can't be sure, but he could have stayed anywhere from a few days to just over a week before the attempted destruction of most everything in the Bajoran system due to the Dominion's attempt to destroy the Bajoran sun. Additionally, we're aware that Dukat pushes to get Zial off the station itself. He was almost trying to force her to board a transport that was meant for Cardassia. When she decides to stay and wait for Garrick, her father gives up on the woman, deciding that she had made her choice, which is an interesting decision given what we'll see in the future. Here's the question. Did Dukat actually return to the station so that he could finish negotiations with the Bashir Changeling? Did he know about the infiltrator the entire time? It would make sense if Dukat had actually been in contact via subspace and then finished everything out with a face-to-face meeting. And what's a better way to meet up with a Changeling than for him to go to Deep Space Nine? The Changeling could also rely on Dukat to assist in any way that he could with the destruction of the Federation and Klingon fleets. Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I really break down the events, the more sense it makes. Also, just to address Dukat himself for a moment, many see him as a villain. I'll often see memes about him being chaotic evil on a scale with Dungeons & Dragons. I honestly believe that if we had to place Dukat within a framework, in this case Dungeons & Dragons, he would either be chaotic neutral evil, or lawful evil. For me, I'd probably place him at the beginning of the series as lawful evil, following the laws of his culture. He would then move to neutral evil during the Klingon-Cardassian War and stay that way for most of the series. I honestly don't believe he becomes chaotic evil until the writers decide to destroy his character later in the series. We'll talk on that in later episodes. But it's important to remember that when we look at people in a story, we will often classify these characters in terms of hero and villain. Another way to position it is protagonist and antagonist. Dukat is an antagonist, ultimately a villain, but he's not a villain because he's evil, at least initially. He's a villain because he has a flaw that he won't overcome, he won't change. Dukat is selfish and narcissistic. He believes that the Cardassians are a superior species and that he, as a Cardassian, is superior to others as well. Sometimes this narcissism lines up with a hero, such as when we see him during the Maquis issues, Klingon-Cardassian War and Klingon-Federation War, and sometimes it doesn't, such as in the first season and then during the Dominion War. The fact is, Dukat was never evil to be evil. He always had a goal. He wasn't above betrayal of anyone or any government if it assisted in furthering his beliefs that Cardassia should be in charge. It's because of these things that we can at least understand where he was coming from, perhaps even empathize in some situations. At least until the writers decided they hated that people could sympathize with a villain, God forbid that. But those are my opinions. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below.